All right, hi guys, this is Michelle with Michelle's Canine Training, and I wanted to do a video on the prong collar because I have been recommending the prong to a lot of my clients. It is a really great training tool, and it's also really good for the walk. She's blocking me. But the thing is, when people receive their prong collar, they don't really know what to do with it. So let me show up close. Excuse me, you. I'm just gonna stand here the whole time. Oops. Okay. So this is Rylai's prong collar. It's by Herm Sprenger. That is the only brand of prong collar I would recommend because a lot of the prong collars that you get from local pet stores like Petco and PetSmart, they do not have it designed like this. So what you see here is you see a center plate right here. And then from there, you see the links going away from it in opposite directions. What I've seen from the prong collars at these pet stores is they all go in one direction. There is no center plate, so that does not allow for equal distribution of pressure, which is extremely important. That's the whole purpose of the prong collar, equal distribution of pressure around the neck compared to the buckle collar, which is all the pressure in the front on the windpipe, right? So from here, this is the key ring, and then this is where you connect the leash to, this bit right here. And then generally, as you pull on the leash, it provides the distribution of pressure equally around. But what's also very important is you want there to be equal links on both sides of this center plate. So the thing is, if your dog has a neck size that does not allow for equal, as close to equal as you can get is fine. So right now you see here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 on the other side. That works for her. And actually, I would say that I am using probably one link too large for her right now because I don't use the prong collar as a training tool for Rylai anymore. I use it as a collar when I take her on walks. So I don't need it to be fitted properly on her, and I just use it a little bit more loose because the way that I have it right now is I have her e-collar closer to her ears, and then I have the prong collar beneath it to take her for walks. But if you're training your dog, I would say you want the prong collar immediately behind their ears, and then the e-collar can be just below that. Make sure that it's equal on either side. And this is also the 2.25 millimeter prong collar, and it tends to work pretty well for most dogs. I'd say only much larger dogs. If your dog is maybe nearing like 70 plus pounds, then you would probably go up to the 3 millimeter size. All right, so now I'm going to quickly demonstrate on her what it's gonna look like. Right, puppers? Okay. So, I'm not sure if you can see very clearly. Okay, let me back her up a bit. Okay, good girl. So, the thing is, she is a husky, right? And that means that at first, when I first place it around her neck, it might seem like there's not, like it might seem like it's very tight because right now I can barely close it. If you can see right here, it looks like I can barely close it. But if you just kind of do this, burrow it in her fur a little bit, then it closes the gap. So if I were to put it closer to her neck, you can see that I'm not needing to burrow the prong collar into her fur, and it's able to just attach very easily. Yeah, so I would say this one is probably one link or two links too loose because right now I'm sticking my hand underneath the prong collar and I'm able to fit maybe 2 to 3 fingers underneath it, which is not really ideal. So the way that you want it to fit is always a comfortable fit, but it should not be able to spin around. It should not be able to dangle. That's definitely something that I saw yesterday at the beginning of my lesson with Bailey, the German Shepherd. His prong collar was dangling. That should never be happening. And yeah, it should be always sitting still. It shouldn't be sliding down their neck. It should be snug. That's the word that I'm thinking of. So make sure that's very important. Another thing that I want to emphasize is, especially for walks or even for training, it depends on what purpose you're trying to do. So for example, I walk Rylai on my right side, and that means that I want her attachment piece. Hold on, come here. Yes, good. Come on over here. Okay. Repositioning puppers really quick. That means that I want her attachment piece right here because I will be standing over here and she's going to be walking to my right, which means that if the leash attaches right here, it's very convenient. It'll just dangle in between us and it'll work out really well. But like, you know, if it's underneath her neck, it might get in the way of her over here, or if it's on the other side, it's much more convenient. So if you walk your dog on the left side, then you want to flip it on the other side. I would also say if you're training for sits, you want it on top of their head because oftentimes when you're training a sit, you lift the leash up. Similarly, if you're teaching down, you want to put it underneath their neck. That way, all you have to do is leash pressure downwards and it makes it much easier. But if you are training for both sit and down, I would say have the attachment piece on the side. That way, when you lift up or down, it's not as invasive as if it was, you know, trying to go down when it's completely on top of their neck. All right, so thank you for the demonstration, puppers. I think that is as complete as I can think of when it comes to the prong collar. You can also buy extra links if you want. So actually, I'm not sure if I have extra links on this one right now. The 2.25 millimeter comes naturally in 14 inch. I believe that should be circumference for neck size. So if you actually want to use 2.25 for your dog and your dog's neck is slightly bigger than that, you can always buy individual links. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.